Another day, another chilly, rainy Washington morning. Have a look. Yeah. Nice and chilly. It was snowing in the foothills. Now it's raining again out there, but then the temperature is going to drop later this afternoon, then a little bit more snow in the foothills. Luckily, I'm below that level for now. I do like snow, but I don't want it when I'm working on my cars. So let's get to it. We're this far now, so I guess basically we got to put the front end back on, fuel rail, hook up all the wires, all that good stuff. So let's get to it. Do it to it. Flip you guys upside down. Point. All right, what do I want to start on next? I think we ended up with tightening the manifold, so that's on. I could probably get the new temperature sensor back in. Yeah, I guess we just got to pick something and get on it. Here's the new temperature sensor, because I broke the other one off right there trying to get the manifold off. So yeah, if you don't have the room between the, I don't know, the cowl and the engine block, you're gonna break that trying to get this out. So yeah, don't do that. They're not expensive, but you don't want to. Just take it out. You don't have to buy a new one every time. See how that water drips from there right onto the engine? We got to get that plugged up. I don't like that where it drips down like that. Look at that. That's no good. You see that? That fastener, that plastic thingy right there, it drips water right underneath of it, drips it down right there. Drips it on your engine. Yeah. The only thing I didn't grab was a new oil filter, which I'm gonna need to do. Yes, sir. And I want to pull that oil filter off from here before I put the radiator back in, because it's easier and I don't have to lay on the wet ground. Yes, sir, Bob. fuel rail. Let's inspect. We got a little bit of dirt on there. Got to clean that off. Seals are all good. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Neither does that one. These are all swelling up right here, these two. That one looks a bit swollen too. Ooh, that one's cracked. Yeah, see that? Let me pull those off, I can show you better. Or let me just take you over here. See the crack in that one right there? It's kind of swollen. This one looks like it's swelling a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's cracked. That one looks a bit swollen. That one's starting to crack. Yeah, that one's got a little crack in it right there. So does that one. And that one's fine. So crack, crack. They were working. I'm squinting real hard to even try to see this stuff. That one's all right. That one's cracked. That one's cracked. Let me see how many of these fuel injectors I have laying around. I'll be back. All right. It looks like I've got 6 known good injectors here. At least I believe they were all good. I wouldn't keep them if they weren't. I'd just toss them. Anyway, I believe these ones have the 4-hole squirters and these ones are 2-hole squirters. That means you can't see it, but inside there on these ones, I can't even see it with my naked eye. My eyes are so bad, but I believe these are 2-hole squirters and these ones have actually 4 holes for the injector squirters. These ones are actually, they're newer, updated. These ones are like from 2000, mid 2002 and below. I think that's how that went. I did have to replace this one before with one of these, but it looks like that one's cracked. Anyway, oh yeah, that one's cracked. They were all working, they're just cracked. Maybe I should just put them in and keep them in there until they quit working. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just clean them up, keep them in there till they quit working. I'll probably just end up wrapping these with tape. Keep the water out. I know it's janky, but it works. I'm not planning on keeping this thing much longer anyway. It might not even stay running long enough. This thing just keeps breaking down. That head was bad last year. This head's bad this year. But anyway, just keep them fixed, keep them running, make it happen. So we're going to get this thing jacked up, get the wheel off. I'm going to put the manifold in on this side through the wheel. Well, I want to get that in because with this one, it has one broken stud that's inside the head that I forgot to try to take out when it was on the bench, so I'm just going to leave it in there. What I do to keep it from hissing or ticking with an exhaust leak is I just use the red high temp exhaust silicone and it seems to do the job. I didn't. Okay, back from the auto parts store. We had to get some RTV red to put that manifold on over there because one of the bolts is stripped out. There's a little chunk stuck in the hole, so when I bolt the other ones down, I just put some high temp RTV on it and it seems to work fine. Little something like that. Okay, I say time for fuel rail. This is really dripping right here now. These aren't 10mm, they're 8. Had to get a light set up. It's getting dark out again. Where were we? We were wiring, I believe. Of course, remember I cut off an inch off of this, so that's probably not going to allow me to stretch it that far over. Yeah. Nope. Now it's not going to be long enough. Son of a bitch. That little tiny bit that I cut off keeps me from plugging it in. Can't give anything extra. It's just nothing but a black hole back here that I can't see into. Four, 2, spark plugs in there yet. Well, that's still drying. I had to repair the broken part on that this goes to. Something like that, somewhere around there. Broke this taking it off and just remembered, and so I just had to throw some epoxy on it. I'm gonna wait for that to dry before I put that on because I don't want to break that off yet. I don't want to break it off at all, so let's give ourselves a fighting chance by waiting. Where are we? I guess I can put that maybe not, I don't know. What else? I don't want to put the radiator in because I don't want it in my way. All the wiring's hooked up. Should I put the battery box back in and the inner fender well? Because all of that's done back there and under there. Just want to kind of waste some time to let that EGR valve dry. I can put on the harmonic balancer, which is kind of a bitch. It doesn't slide on far enough to catch any threads to pull this thing in. So you actually got to kind of tap it in until you can just get a little bit of threads, and then you can run this in. Always grease these things up before you try to just run them in, especially when you're dealing with a new seal or any seal. You don't want to hurt the little seal, do you? Catch the keyway. And here we go. We have the brute. Try not to hit this. This thing is very fragile. I broke those before. There it is. Good, I got a lot of thread. I believe it was a 21. 21! How this goes. Goes here. Yep. Down there. Over here. Nope. Fortunately, this thing does not have the routing sticker on it anymore, so you just got to figure it out. That's all. Okay, let's take this and move it over here. this here, and this here, then down here, then up here, and over here, then onto that. That's how she goes. So, go ahead, release it from here. There. There it is. Heavy duty diesel SEA 1540 engine oil, API CK4SM. It's cheap, that's why. And it's thick. This old tired engine. Make sure you lube that ring, that gasket, otherwise and make sure that that other gasket isn't still stuck on there, and it's not. Okay, that was another bad battery, not a bad battery, dead battery. So, where are we? Oh yeah, it was still draining the last time I was under there. Let's see if it's still draining now. Let's get some gloves on. For some oil. Clean that off first. Yuck. Nice, huh? That's what your oil turns into when it gets water in it. Yeah, so don't ignore water in your oil, because that doesn't flow. And it also doesn't lubricate. Eventually the rest of this water in there will evaporate and go through the EGR. I think I'm ready to put a battery in it and see if it starts. And if it starts, then we'll just throw the rest of it together. I might just drop a little bit more of this in there. Well, oil and battery is really all we need to test to see if it runs. Well, of course the fuel's hooked up, all the sparks hooked up, everything's hooked up. Let's give her a crank, and if it spins over, then we just send it. Sounds like we got hydraulic lock. I think that dripping down must have gotten into here. So let's pull some spark plugs over here. We'll pull number 5 and number 3. Which is also why I didn't tighten these. I did have it covered, but some water got in there. That's what it sounds like to me. Hopefully that's rainwater. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I don't think there's anything wrong with this other side. Oh, just like I was saying, saying that I don't think there's anything wrong with this other side. I think the water gets in from here and drips back here, and even though I had the engine covered, somehow the water got into the fuel injector hole and decided that it wanted to lock up this this motor. Yep. Yep. If it starts, we just get it all back together. Uh-oh. Something wrong. Did I plug this back in? Did. Well, This thing should have just barked right off. Something's wrong. Well, I'm gonna have to look around, see what I did wrong. If anything happened, it was the chain moved, and I don't think it did, but it's definitely possible. If that chain moved, then our timing is off. Then I got to pull all of this off, and both valve covers. No fun. Anyway, I'm shutting her down. We'll get back at trying to see why this thing is not running. Most likely the timing. Yeah, I mean, really that's all it can be, is that somehow that chain moved. I don't know how. I really didn't disturb it, but crikey. Anyway. Okay, well, I got it running. I was warming it up, and sure enough, it started puking. You can't see it, but it was puking oil out the valve cover. Because what happened was it jumped time somehow when I was putting it back together, and so I had to pull the valve cover off and put the cam timing back to where it's supposed to be, with 2 teeth off. So I get it back together, and I didn't notice that the damn rubber gasket moved out of place, and I tightened it down and didn't see it. So I was running it, warming it up, and it just puked about 2 quarts of oil on the ground, all over the exhaust manifold. I couldn't believe it. So then, in order to fix that situation, I had to pull everything back off. Air cleaner, battery box, air, you know, all of this shit, everything. The inner wheel, plastic inner wheel tub, all of that had to come out, and it was a pain in my butt. And man, I'm sure glad you guys weren't here to hear me screaming, because I was mad. I'm tired of putting things together and having to take them back apart. Anyway, it's gonna smoke a little bit. It's running. It's running nice. I'm gonna take this tent down and go take it for a test drive. It's gonna smoking. Gonna burn that stuff off. Anyway, I know you guys aren't gonna enjoy this video, but I don't enjoy making them either. I would enjoy more making videos on that than all this broken down garbage that I have to keep fixing. But have a good night. Like and subscribe if you want to. Okay, I rolled the dice and I lost. Again. Milling the head 25 thousandths, changed the cam timing. It idles fine. It actually drives down the road, but it threw up a cam code. So the cam timing's off. Only one way to fix it correctly. I got to get another head. I got to take this all apart. I have to swap that head out with another head. The other way I can try to combat it would be throw 2 head gaskets in it. Not the correct way to do it, and that's also rolling the dice. That might not work either. Maybe a third way is try to advance the cam 1 tooth. I may try that. I got to take this thing apart anyway, so if I take that valve cover off on that side, maybe jump the cam 1 tooth ahead. That might be too much. It might not work. Maybe I'll try that. But definitely idle smooth, starts right up, drives down the road. It's real sluggish, not a lot of power, kind of, you know something's wrong. And it's bad. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do this again, but obviously I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to pull that. It's like this thing wants me to keep tearing the engine down. I'm a dummy. I rolled the dice. Didn't work. Loser! Have a good night.